In this video, I'd like to bring everything together that I've covered off in my other videos, and in combination with a lot of other things that are on the internet with respect to Colombia, Armenia, cost of living, and so on, give you a plan that I would now follow after having lived here for 12 years with the experience that I have in Colombia. My name is William Hutchison. I'm the owner, along with my wife, of Armenia, Colombia Realty for Expats in Armenia, Quindío, Colombia. I want to start off with two caveats. Number one, I realize that it's not easy to pull up stakes, leave family, leave friends, perhaps that you've had 30 or 40 years. But Colombia is pretty accessible for visitors. For example, Spirit flies out of Fort Lauderdale direct to Armenia, 3 hours and 15 or 20 minutes. If you were in the Far East, for example, Thailand or some of the other countries that some of the expats are considering even moving to, then it's a completely different story. It's probably a full day to get back. The second thing that I want to point out to you is retirement age of 65 is just a number. And I think that there's advantages, if you financially can do it, to retiring earlier. Perhaps you're into golf, fishing, camping, hiking here is spectacular. And there's no guarantee even that you're going to live to 65. I think it's something worth considering if you're able to do it. What I would do coming here cold is you have to rent. There's no question about that. You have to immerse yourself in the culture, understand that things are different. Things move very slow. An appointment for 9 o'clock in the morning generally doesn't mean 9. It's sometime between 10 and 12. In real estate where I'm involved, sometimes callbacks are 3 or 4 days. It's just that laid back or that irresponsible. I don't know what the word is, and I don't want to say that it's one or the other. You would come to rent. Right now, you can get a high-rise condo, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, sometimes 4-bedroom, of about 900, perhaps 1,000 square feet, for $350 to $375 US a month. That, of course, depends on the exchange rate. The peso, towards the end of last year, was over 5,000. Right now, it's trading just under 4,600. So as the peso weakens, which it's forecast to do by the well-paid experts in the foreign exchange houses and North American banks that I follow, they're all saying it will depreciate for years. Once you've paid the rent, you look at food, and my wife and I eat now for about $225 a month, and we eat well. We don't eat out a lot, but when we do, that cost is not included in our food cost. It comes from disposable income. But on the other side of that coin, anything that I can buy at the big box grocery store is included in the food budget. My cat food's included, my paper products, my shampoo, toothpaste, mouthwash, all of those things are included in the food budget. So you have $350 for rent, $250 for food, you're at $600. My services right now are running between $75 and $80 a month. They vary slightly, which you would expect. Water and electricity are between $20 and $22 a month. My high-speed internet with television, 160 channels of television, is about 25 or 26 a month. And my gas to heat my hot water and cook is around $8 a month. Those services, I think, total about $80. Let's call it 100. You've got $350 for rent, $250 for food, $100 for services, and whatever you have left is disposable income. Now, some things that I haven't included. You want a bottle of rum. I don't drink much, but a bottle of rum now, I have drank rum for 40 years basically. A bottle of rum off-brand here is $8. I don't know how that compares to Bacardi or one of the other top brands in the United States, but I can't tell the difference. A bottle of Scotch whiskey is about $1 more. Again, off-brand, but my wife, who has a drink once a month, she can't tell the difference either. I bought Corona beer on special about 2 weeks ago. We had some people coming. I bought 6, and they cost me about $4.20 to buy 6 of the larger bottles, because they sell the smaller bottles here. I think the smaller bottles are 300 milliliters, and perhaps the larger ones are 500 or 600. Everything here comes on sale at one time or another. So it's just a matter of waiting, not really needing anything today, that you can wait a week, a month, 2 months. And you're just patient, and you wait for the right price to come along. So someone with reasonable equity, I'm not sure that you would want to sell up right away, but in one of my other videos, the last one that I've done on the large home close to the airport, I used an example of $250,000 in a bank in the United States getting 5% interest. It's $12,500 a year, which gives you a little more than $1,000 a month. Of course, if you have 400,000 equity, then at some point it's going to be 20,000 or thereabouts. You may have to come here for the first 6 months and use savings to live. If you have no pension income and you haven't sold up and crystallized the equity in your home. There would be some other expenses, insurance, for example. I don't know how much it is. I hear or read things from $30 a month to $90 a month. But the healthcare system here is rated better by many of the rating agencies, better than my country, Canada, and also better than the United States. In summary, I just think that you should give earlier retirement some consideration. I'm sure many of you that have been going to a job somewhere for 25 or 30 or 35 years have just about had enough. And if you can do it financially, then I don't really see any issue with it. If you're struggling in the United States, you don't want to come here and struggle. It just doesn't make any sense. But money here goes much farther. You can be comfortable until social insurance kicks in. $1,000, $1,200 a month will give you a very nice life. The condos that I mentioned, pools, some have saunas, some have gyms, most have beautiful vistas over the mountains and the hills here. The scenery here is unbelievable. Forbes magazine recently rated Colombia the third most beautiful country in the world. That brings me to the end of this video. If there's anything that you think I can help you with, I'll leave my contacts in the description below. The company has a website, Armenia Colombia Realty for Expats.com. Our listings are there for people who know Armenia and know Colombia. Our recommendation is, always has been, always will be, if you're coming here, rent first. 6 months as a minimum, a year is even better. You have to be sure before you pack up in the United States, sell up, have your garage sale, and come here. You have to be sure that Armenia is for you. Along those lines, you can get tourist visa for 180 days. When you arrive, you get 90, and you get a local renewal for another 90 at very little cost. So that's the end of the video. I'm William Hutchison, Armenia Colombia Realty for Expats, signing off. I live in paradise. You can too.